The U.S. Supreme Court weighing in on a historic case today, ruling that federal law protects LGBTQ workers from discrimination. The victory for LGBTQ rights stems from a Michigan-based case brought by Amy Stevens, a transgender woman who died last month. The landmark ruling is expected to make a difference, but as Fox 47's Christiana Ford tells us, some say it's not enough.
Advocacy groups I talked to today tell me that being fired because of your sexual orientation or gender identification is a common fear for many in the LGBTQ community. They tell me that now they have protections on that face, but there's still a ways to go.
We've been fighting for this for a long time.
A landmark victory for the LGBT community in the middle of Pride Month.
We know that this just affirms and validates what LGBT communities have been fighting for and have known for so long, that we should be and now are protected against employment discrimination.
The U.S. Supreme Court ruling Monday that employers don't have a right to discriminate against LGBTQ people in the workplace, something advocates like Aaron Knott with Equality Michigan says happens all too often.
Since marriage has been the law of the land, we have a saying here that says you can get married on Saturday and fired on Monday when your employer sees your wedding pictures on social media or somebody talks about attending your wedding.
Knott says each year Equality Michigan tracks at least 50 cases of employment discrimination, which is why when the news broke, she got to work right away, calling people she knew would be affected.
And I said, I got to get to work. I got to get this information out.
The ruling says the 1964 Federal Civil Rights Act protects LGBTQ workers from discrimination in hiring, firing, pay, and promotion. But advocates say there is so much more progress to be made.
The decision does not address, access to restrooms, housing, religious exemptions, access to sports or public accommodations. But again, this is the step in the right direction.
They are calling for an expansion of Michigan's Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act.
So that if there is ever a rollback of rights at the federal level, which we have seen increasingly, that we still have those protections for our LGBT community here.
And so is Michigan's Attorney General Dana Nessel.
But it does not eliminate the need to amend Elliott Larson, and it does not eliminate our need to have a very specific Michigan Supreme Court case which dictates whether or not they will follow the same interpretation of the law that we see from the United States Supreme Court.
Christiana Ford, Fox 47.
Several bills were introduced in both the State House and Senate last year to amend the Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act of 1976. They have not yet been brought up for a vote.